Before we dive into today's episode, have you grabbed your free copy of the Female Body Awareness Kit yet? If not, girl, you are missing out. This isn't your average PDF download. We are talking juicy checklists, hormone-friendly hacks, and real-life routines to help you feel in sync with your body. Whether you're navigating PCOS, endo, or just not quite feeling like yourself, think of it as a survival guide we wish we had years ago. And yup, it's totally free. Just head to our website or tap the link in the show notes to snag yours now. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Brittany. Our theme or intention for today is normal is not for you.
Normal is not for you. Where'd you get that from?
That's from my beautiful 333 Oracle book. So,
Mate, you aren't normal. Everyone already knows that.
Speak for yourself, babe.
Yeah.
I think that's why we get along so well. But how are you on this beautiful morning?
Look, podcasting is making me exhausted and I haven't even done much. I'm a natural talker, which is fine. But when I have to talk about a topic, it's like, exhausting.
I
I don't know
know.
how people are doing it all over the world.
It's hard work, isn't it? Talking about
And then I've
yourself.
got another dilemma. My nails, like, I get it done every 4 weeks.
Right.
And I made the decision, they were coming off. And I'm like, I'm just going to get rid of them. I actually need to repair them. I don't know if other women are in the same boat where it comes to like the 4 week stage and you're like, they look ugly. Do I get them redone again? Or do I just let them go natural? I know it's like first world problems, but
Can we
so
do a
first
quick
time in a
shout
long
out for your
time.
nail studio that you go to?
uh,
I don't know the name of it.
I just go to random places, to be honest. Thanks, Amy. Thanks for making me look like a real bad customer.
And I'd be like, all local supporting, supporting the local small businesses around the area. And here's Brittany just going to every
I mean, I
Men's.
could make up a name, but I'm not going to do that.
Nah, we don't do that. I feel you though. I go through. No, like I go through. Well, I went through seasons of my like getting my nails done, but now I've just grown them naturally.
Yeah.
They're just like, because are yours natural?
Mine, they're always natural. I never use, and I'm sorry because like I was looking at the other screen. She's not looking.
And everyone can see how distracted we get very easily.
Yeah. Mine are always natural, but I do the SNS on top.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's why I'm like, they need a break. Secondly, I don't have a job.
Yeah.
Thirdly,
Unemployed life.
unemployed. Thirdly, I just feel like I actually don't like going to get my nails done. I get fidgety. Like, I'm like, what could I be doing? Like, and I think about all the things I could be doing in life.
Mhm.
And then I get them done. I'm like, they look great. I feel amazing. They just make me feel really good. But then 2 weeks later, I'm like, oh, they're fucking growing out. They look like shit. And now I have to wait to get them done again.
Have
So
you
no
had a
break.
builder gel?
Yeah, I've had that done as well.
Did you like it?
No,
Why?
it just kind of, yeah, it wasn't great. I think because with SNS, I like the way that looks on my nails, my natural nail.
Yeah, so builder gel looked a bit different.
Yeah, it did look a bit different.
I don't know if my sister still gets it done, but like she swore by it. I don't know whether or not, I think it's a more natural way. I can't see it being
It's better for your nail.
right. But
Yeah.
they still put like, because I remember going, because I'm thinking, okay, it's like this natural stuff. I remember going to like get it done and it was great, but like they still put like products on my nails and stuff. So I was like, fuck it, I just want to grow them naturally.
Yeah, and do you find it weird that they're always wearing masks? Right, because obviously the products are so potent, but
Yeah.
we're sitting there just breathing it all in.
Well, do you know what? I'm listening to a like audio book that's going for, I don't know if I've shared it with you. I've shared it within our community chat. Shout out to one of my mates who gave it to me, and it is so interesting. And there's a part of it where, so the audio book is called Invisible Women: Exposing Data Bias in a World Designed for Men. It is so interesting.
Okay.
So interesting. And one in particular topic they talk about is females in these industries like the nail salon, of how potent the products are, but there's nothing being done about it. And especially like when, like pregnant pregnant females are exposed to it as well. It is so interesting. But you think about it. I mean, where you go in there and it's once off.
Yeah.
But I mean, it can't be good for you.
I mean, I used to be a hairdresser. So, to be honest, I used to love when I was mixing the colour. It was like,
Yeah.
Good little fume there, but
Good little sniff.
it
You
smelled.
sniffing,
It
mate.
used to smell great.
Just realised. For everyone who's listening, what I mean is our first podcast, that was a fail. Well, it wasn't a fail, but like it was just, we were learning. We were sitting on the couch at Brit's house and we were talking about how she gets off when she sniffs her husband.
Well, no, it wasn't getting off. Let's use the right words. It was called, we're talking about hormones and we're talking about testosterone and how I need a little bit more in my life.
Because your sex drive isn't the best.
Yeah, well, there's multiple reasons,
It's
thanks,
high.
Amy. But I was
Sorry.
saying, when I was pregnant and during that time of the month, like I don't really like the word love language, but if we're going to put it out there, my love language would be having a good old sniff of my husband. And mate, that just satisfied me. It was bang, done. Next one.
I was so confused. I was expecting, okay, cool. I get like that. Sniffing is like your sense of foreplay. Like, great, awesome. And then it's like, come to bed, baby. And Brittany was like, no, I just get a sniff. And it's just like, great. Okay, I've never heard that before. But anyway,
It's done the job.
that's great. So that's where we were talking about sniffing. Want to say that
Behind the
again?
scenes, Ames and I are doing a fair bit of work, and we're also reaching out to a lot of Australian brands to get a little bit of inspiration on why they started their business. And we kind of want to get them on the podcast and share their product with our community chat. That's a long-term goal anyway. But I think we should probably start with season. Now, we've got the podcast called Every Season. But this podcast is also attached to the brand Season. So, and Amy has worked so hard over the last couple of years to develop this brand. And now she's taken the leap to put all of her focus on the brand. So I want to talk about Season today, Ames. And I want to know, the first question would be, what
Can I just let,
inspired you?
sorry, B. Can I let listeners at home, she's just sprung this on me, by the way. And for
Yeah.
people who know me quite well, I'm a great talker. I love talking, but I'm not great at talking about myself. I think it's a phenomenal idea, but I don't know these questions that Britt's about to ask me. So I'm not going to lie, I'm a little nervous. But yes, I thank you, Brittany, for the beautiful words. And I don't know what you're going to throw at me, but here we go.
Well, I think it's just fitting. Like, if we're going to go out and ask other
Yeah,
people about their business, we should really talk about the one we're trying to create right now.
Yeah, no,
Or
I hear.
continue to
I-
create, because you've already
I
put so
hear
much
you.
effort into it.
I hear you.
So let's start off with a simple question for yourself. What inspired you to start your
Yep.
brand?
It's actually quite funny. Because there's kind
Like,
of
haha
two...
funny, or
No, like as in just personally funny.
Okay.
Because I'm very a go-go person if people don't personally know me.
no? Stop it. Are ya?
Yeah, I think so. So I guess one of the flaws, I guess, with myself is I don't look back. So that's why I'm laughing. Because I was like, there's kind of two answers to that. The first one is I started Griff training about 5 years ago now. And that came from inspiration from a brand called Gymshark. I came across the brand through I think it was my cousin because the
Is this
founder.
this UK brand you were telling me about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the founder is Ben Francis, and he has a phenomenal story, like phenomenal, which I think I've shared a little bit about his story with you, B. But I came across the brand, and obviously being an active individual, I just fell in love with the vision that he had created. And I'm talking like it wasn't just like an activewear company. It was this vision of like you know, empowerment, and you can bring people together and from, you know, so many walks of life and diversity. And from then I just like studied it. I remember like printing off reports on the
Did
brand
you get like an
itself.
obsession, or?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like fixate big time.
Really?
Like, yeah, like I've had some decent obsessions. Tom Daly was one of them. Cristiano Ronaldo was another one. So my obsessions a lot were kind of when I was
I
younger.
can see that,
to
but
do
I
with
also
boys.
know one of your obsessions is Justin Bieber. So like,
Yeah, Justin Bieber as well. But yeah, just hyper fixated on it. And it was kind of from there that, I knew back when I was 20, I had a couple of different business ideas and stuff that I didn't continue. And from there, I was like, I want to create something like he's done. So that's kind of where Griff Training kind of came about. And that was kind of steered more towards obviously like fitness, which, you know, I've got big pictures of season going into that as well. But
So what, because like there's so many things to do with fitness, right? So what made you choose deodorant as the first product within this brand?
yeah, so I mean, I launched Griff Training and it was boot camps and stuff. COVID happened, you know, I had a different kind of a few other goals to achieve in my personal life. So I kind of sat on the idea for a while. And then I fell into transport. And at that time, I was trying natural deodorants and they just didn't work on me. And a friend at the time who I met through transport
I
started
love
working.
how you say transport, by the way. For someone that's from like certain things is like UK, your accent like vitamins is vitamins, but like the way you say transport is the most bogus way ever. It's like in transport. Anyway, let's get back on track.
Maybe you have to do a little bit more transport, as my mum says every time. Transport. Anyway, would you like me to put on an English accent? Because I can.
No, thanks.
Where have I lost my train of thought now? Yeah,
Sorry.
anyway, shout out to Haif because Haif she left transport and went to a company that develops like beauty products. Anyway, I remember we used to go for coffee like every week and she was like, I'm so excited to share you. Like I've got this idea and I want to share it with you. So we sat down and
I didn't realize it was Hafer.
Yeah.
Really?
So
Okay.
Yeah. So we sat down and she's like, you know, I know, because I was going a little, like I was going through a season, Brit, of like, I didn't know, I knew I wanted to create something, but I didn't know what. Like I was back in full-time work, you know, I was juggling boot camps, I was doing this, I was doing the podcast, like I was just a little bit lost. And she's like, you know, there's a need for natural deodorants. These big brands are looking into it in the next couple of years. Like I think we're onto something. You know, do you want to create it? And I was like, yeah, let's chuck another idea onto Amy's big list of things to do. Oh my God, yes. And ironically, obviously, I was trying to find a natural deodorant at that time that worked for me and I couldn't. So that's how it all kind
So
of
the
came
signs
about.
were there.
Yeah, and at the time, our brand we called was Aim High. So like it was all, we had it branded.
So was Hafer originally going to be in this brand with you?
Yeah, in the natural deodorant kind of space. We didn't know
Okay.
where we were going to kind of take it. But you know, we got one sample. I mean, the sample was like kind of sunscreen light, like liquidy. I remember getting it and I was like, oh God, what am I getting myself into? But because obviously she was working at the company, we had the connections and everything like that. So yeah, we got the Aim High branding and all that type of stuff. And, you know, from her chemistry background and my kind of sales and marketing branding side, we're like, it'll work really well
Two
together.
peas in a pod.
Yeah. And then Bittersweet, she fell pregnant. So financially couldn't make that commitment. And at that point, I kind of sat on it for about 2 months, B. I was like, I mean, I was, you know, too busy making 100 calls a day at the time and making my podcast. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to give myself about 2 months. And then, because I was like, I have fucking no clue what I'm doing when it comes to natural deodorant. You know, I do want to create this vision and stuff. And how can I put it all together? And then I remember I was at the gym and a Drake song came on and it was like when Drake was going, like, I don't know, like
Did you have another
SZN.
epiphany or?
Yeah, I have so many epiphanies. I mean, this was another epiphany and I was like, this is where I think like, I don't know why, but like he was SZN, like as in season.
Oh, okay. Is that where
Yeah.
the name came from?
Yeah, I kind
That's
of like,
crazy.
it was just
See,
like,
I'm actually learning stuff on this podcast, people. I had no idea. I just thought she wanted to change the name for season
yeah,
and it being Sizen, as people would say. But, you know, yeah, great. That's awesome.
No, to be fair, I don't think anyone like when we were speaking this morning, I could think it's a great idea that we're doing this because I haven't shared this with anyone really. But yeah, and I was like, oh my God, season. Like we go through so many seasons of life as females. That's it. And I'm like, I can start off with the natural deodorant. Yes, I have fucking no clue how to create it, but I'm really lucky that I've got Haif who was more than willing to assist me. And then I'm like, you know, I've got the sales and marketing and the branding. I believe in myself. So like, fuck it, let's just go for it. So that's kind of how it kind of came about, really.
So at this point, did Hafer go, you just do it, you do it, boo, and
yeah,
I'll go in my own direction?
Yeah, it was really kind of bittersweet. And I think like, you know, She, bless, when we launched, she came to the Mind Body Spirit Festival with her beautiful family, and like it was quite like emotional for her because she still has so much passion to do something. And you know, I sat on it because I was like, well, originally, you know, it was her idea. Without Hafe, you know, I would have no clue how to create a natural deodorant, you know? So like for me, I was like, it was kind of like a conflict because I kind of was like, I don't want to take her idea, you know, because if she wants to do this, like I know that can, you know, she's such a beautiful
But you
friend.
love it at the same time, so you didn't want to
100%.
put a pause on it.
And it felt right as well. So I kind of was like, oh, and I had that conversation with her and she was like, Ames, like, she was so beautiful with it, Bean. I'm so grateful to this day for it. She was like, Ames, go for it. She was like, you know, it's just not my time right now. My time needs to be building in my family and your like in my babies, and your baby is building this incredible vision that
I know
you have.
you normally get goosebumps. I don't, but that gave me goosebumps. That's sweet.
Yeah, and I like, yeah, it was phenomenal. So she, you know, we've said, we left that conversation being like, you know what, like down the track we can, you know, if something, you know, if it's meant to be that we come back into working together, then that will be the case. But yeah, and that's kind of how it all
Suppose if
came
you guys
about.
have the same morals, values, and obviously want to go on a path together eventually, I'm sure it will happen.
100%. And I think, like, I guess when it comes back to this kind of vision, like that's where for me I love seeing people being, you know, pushing their boundaries and really, you know, pushing their comfort zones. And that's where this whole kind of vision comes in, that hopefully I can provide opportunities for people down the track like that as well.
On that topic, what does supporting women through every season actually mean to you?
Jesus.
Yep.
It's a heavy question. Fuck.
Getting deep.
Yeah.
Like why? Like why was that the reason? Like every season for women, like there is so many freaking seasons we go through. So I suppose why was that really important?
I think like, and I'm being so genuine here, like it's got really, and this is why I kind of struggle to talk about it with myself, because like building this hasn't really, like, yes, okay, cool, it's come through some of my struggles, but it's got nothing to do with me. Like I've been so blessed to see, or like incredible women come into my life, you know, that being my mom, that being my sister, that being you, that being like my aunties, that being the incredible females throughout my decade of working, whether or not that's back at Boost Juice, you know, as the franchisor, or the franchisees at Acai Brothers. And what I found, Britt, was like, so, like you said, they've gone through so many seasons. Like my mum coming to the UK, from the UK to Australia, absolutely knowing no one, and she was, you know, shy. She'd say back then she wasn't confident in herself, and she's created such an incredible future, you know, and lifestyle. Or like my sister going through mates who've passed away, or you through, you know, losing Mill and, you know, battling full-time work when you came back with so much pressure, and you just fucking did it. Like, you just do it. There's no, and I'm going to get emotional about it because like, there's no complaints, you know, like it's just, you just do it.
Don't do that.
No,
You made me cry.
you just go ahead and you just do it. And I just want to be able to build something that helps that, you know, and even like going through the Titan days and, you know, with leading Sue and Rach and, you know, seeing them and young girls like who aren't confident in themselves and, you know.
And I suppose me seeing you in the transport industry, I feel like that's when you were at, like, I suppose the most happiest and the most proud of actually building a brand. And that's when you're running the girls.
And that's where really focusing on females really came in. Like I that's where I knew, because prior to that, Griff, like, and again, like I'm all for, you know, a brand for everyone, do you know? And I had a fair few years where it was a bit not conflicting, but I was like, I want to create a brand for everyone. I don't know whether or not I want to steer just to females, but it was that point of the time leading the girls that I was like, nah, this is why. And I think like that's where it kind of was like, all right, sweet. I've used like, you know, I've seen all the incredible females, older females, or those who are closer in age to me, and then all these up and coming females who have so much shit that they've got a battle with like social media and this and that. So it's more so like the side of like, you know, that confidence and all that type of stuff. Not to say like I said, my mum and yourself, but it was kind of like, I was like light bulb moment. So yeah,
Which
that
all makes sense. Like knowing you the last couple of years I've known you, it all makes sense that it's up
yeah.
And then you wanted to focus on women because, like, again, when I saw you training all those girls, you were so happy and inspired by them that made you want to keep going.
Yeah, 100%. And I think, like, you know, when you can see them progress, you've got them who, you know, you're leading some who aren't
and they look
pushing
up to
through.
you.
Yeah, they're not pushing through their boundaries as they can. It's like, shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, but like, you know, I think it was just at that point I was like, you know what, I want to focus on building a brand that helps support females in all seasons of life. And that support is just creating a community where they can chat about everything and get some sort of support from whatever season they're in.
So what, like, obviously this brand, well, we're hoping goes in so many different directions and there's like a big picture ahead. However, what is the one message, whether it's now or later, like what's the one message you want women to take from your brand? This is going to get you, isn't it?
I'd say what we're inspired by, which is personal growth knows no boundaries, no matter the season. You know, I guess when people look at me, you know, I guess in a way that, like, you know, I've got the flex of Guinness World Record. I've done Mount Everest, and, you know, I love getting up and talking and all that type of stuff. So, you know,
she jumps in the ocean this morning. She goes and does surfing lessons. She gets she wants to break another record. She's applied for Survivor. Like, what else does she want to do?
Like, I think that quote can mean so many different things to so many different people. Like, I guess when you look at me as an individual, you know, it doesn't mean to do extreme things. You don't have to do extreme things and really push through, you know, like everyone's comfort zone is different.
It could be something little. It could be getting up in the morning and going to the gym.
100%. So it's just really about, you know, having the confidence to really push through those boundaries, and whatever that boundary is. Like you said, that boundary might be getting up in the morning and spending just a little bit of time to yourself in ensuring that you're moving your body or you're eating well, you know, because I am, like I said, I'm very cautious of that, because that quote to me means so different to others. So it is, I think it's just a confidence, to have the confidence to
what
push
was it again,
through.
before we forget?
So personal growth knows no boundaries, no matter the season.
It's beautiful. Love it.
Thanks.
Now let's get back to deodorant, because we're going to get all soppy and I'm going to, you know, probably bawl my eyes out because I'm an easy crier. Even when I go to swimming lessons and I watch Billy do something amazing, I'm nearly pouring my eyes out.
By the way,
so
is he a good swimmer?
He's amazing. It's my kid. He's a AA embryo. Come on.
Let's just hope he's not afraid of sharks.
Yeah. So why was going natural important to you?
I mean, because I think society's fucked us, to put it simple. I grew up using Rexona deodorant, you know, and was growing up in an environment where, you know, I guess like washing materials and chemicals and stuff like that were just bought, because that was, my parents didn't know any different. Where I've grown up is, you know, I guess some may call it the sticks, but I think it's important.
Mate, you're not in the sticks. You're in the nice part of Warrandyte, but anyway.
Yeah, no, I know that, but a lot of people are fucking Warrandytes in the sticks.
Even your partner would say you are not in the sticks.
Yeah, that's true. But he's a Warrandyte boy as well. So anyway, I lost my train of thought. What are we saying? Why natural? I think, yeah, it just came down to me educating myself a little bit more about, like, you know, oh, okay, what am I putting in my body? You know, there's links to aluminium and, you know, all sorts of things. You know, it's funny because when I was like a younger girl, I was wanting to like dance my heart out at the clubs, and then I used to be so sweaty.
Sounds like me.
Like so sweaty. Like
did
my
you?
mates.
See, I was never sweaty.
Oh yeah, I was a sweaty gal, and I have always been a sweaty gal. Like at the gym, playing sport. So I, like, you know, at normal, like, you know, as much as like obviously I was confident and stuff like that, like those comments of me being sweaty and stuff, I'm talking my hair was wet.
Did you stink?
Like, I'd I'd say, like, my mum used to always grab my clothes and be like, oh my God, Amy, they're fucking reek. Like, I made sure that I was like I'd shower and have perfume on me all the time and stuff. But do you know when you're like a younger girl, you're going through puberty, you're wearing like these like t-shirts and stuff that like, they stick to you and then like it stays in the clothes. Like, I was always really super like conscious of that. So like I was hygienic, but yeah, like I would walk around being like, oh my God, my t-shirt stinks. Especially at Bruce Juice, we used to wear these t-shirts and like I was crazy when I was working. Yeah, gross. So like I kind of always was, I guess, self-conscious of that because like, you know, I knew I was sweaty. People used to always, I mean, people never used to say I stunk. Like, oh, I smelled, but I was very aware of that. So especially when it came to kind of natural, I was like, you know what? Like, sweating is a fucking good thing. It's a natural thing that our bodies do to regulate our body temperature. Fucking absorb it.
And is
do you know
that
what I
when
mean?
you just invested your time in actually researching, finding out what's
100%.
actually good for your body,
100%.
what
Yeah.
we need to pop on our body, etc.
Like prior to that, I was, you know, I was pumping my self with like pre-workout, you know, all that. Oh yeah, all that type of shit. Shitload of protein powders and all that. Not to say that like, you know, I'm not against them at all. I just personally was like, you know what? No, I'm not going to, you know, look at supplements to, you know, to supplement what my body needs. Like I'm just gonna get it naturally. So yeah, it's a journey. I'm still on the journey. Do you know what I mean? Like I still like
Still learning stuff all the time.
100%. Like our house isn't full of natural stuff yet. Like I mean, I went through
It's
a
hard
bit
to
of a
afford it,
phase.
to be honest.
It is, and I think like you also need like there's a lot of education. Do you know what I mean? So like I'm slowly getting there, but that also takes a lot of time. And as you know, my time's going elsewhere at the moment. So I'm just kind of chipping away at it. I've got a couple of mates who kind of really dived into it. So I'm just kind of utilizing them to be like, hey, what's the new thing that you've found? Yeah, cool. And they're sending me across podcasts and I just learn and then spread that message.
Yeah, that's amazing. So, Ames,
So
what
Brittany,
is next for the brand? Like, where do you see the brand going? What's the end goal?
what's the end goal?
It doesn't
Jesus.
stop. With your ADHD mind and you having to write down lists like 24/7 about where it's going to, where do you actually see the end goal?
Can I actually show you something?
Yeah,
Sorry, my jumper's really messy, by the way. Looks like
your
I've got
jumper.
one
What'd you do?
You
I don't
want
want to know. I don't want to know.
I really hope my mum's not listening to this.
I
Sorry,
was,
mum.
I was actually saying before that, well, I was thinking before, not saying this, where my brain's gone a bit mental.
Yeah.
But when you were talking about your mum, like, smelling your clothes, I was thinking, no, I never smelled in my head. And I'm like, maybe I actually did. But, I mean, I don't think I did. I'd have to ask my mum that question.
Yeah. Can you ask your mum and come
I
back
am
to
half
us?
Indian, so maybe.
I know. Oh.
Let's not put that on the podcast.
Oh, you are Indian. No, I mean, like, and my beautiful mum, she used to do my clothes, like, wash my clothes and all that type of stuff. So, like, fair play to her. But, and that's why, like, as well, the sprays and stuff for me, I felt like didn't work. Whereas, like, that's why I was so anal about making sure that this worked. So that's why I got the focus group. But,
Yeah.
I mean,
On another note, how long did it actually take for you to develop this product?
3.5 years.
Yeah, that's massive. Like, people think, hey, I want to go and design a product, bang, done. You got to take time and you got to make sure it works. And AIM has done that over 3.5 years and tested it on a focus group of about 20 people before she then, got loved ones and family and friends to try it. I'm obsessed with it. And to be honest, I don't use a lot of natural products. And then my husband even uses it. So we've used it for nearly a year now. Well done, you.
Thanks, babe. But yeah, I think like it's definitely seasons definitely tested the patience over the years, that's for sure. And I feel like it's getting worse, but no, not getting worse. I feel like the first couple of years definitely, because I just wanted, what I'm like, I just wanted it to get going. But that's why I was so passionate about making sure it worked. So we went through 8 samples before we
Jesus
got the right one. Yeah, because it had to work. And like again, I know I'm gonna, sound biased, but like I was the best product, like I was the best person to test it on as well. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Purely based off the fact that I
Well,
was
if you
like,
smell
okay,
and sweat a lot and you're just a
100%. If I
feral,
sweat a
of
lot,
course.
I smell, you know, I'm super active, you know, I'm constantly on the go. It
Mm,
had to work for me,
mm,
you know, which I think I think that's why the feedback we've received has been so high
mm.
because of the time that we put into it, you know.
What would you say that, like, I know you're about to show us something, but like, what would you say, and we don't have to put this in the podcast, but like, what the common feedback is of something we probably got to change about the product or add?
I think that's a great question. I'd say the two key things that are coming up consistently or have been over the last, 8 months that we've launched. The first one being the packaging. So this
Yeah.
has been really interesting because for me, obviously, launching into the market with a biodegradable packaging is something that's super important to me.
Mm-hmm.
However, it's made me realize how far we have to, like, how far we've got to go before that
We get to
becomes
that
the
stage.
norm. Because aesthetically, it doesn't look the best once, like, after multiple uses. People don't like pushing it up. And they just don't, a lot of the feedback has been they don't like the look of it because it looks really used by the end of it, which is really interesting. And then the second one is a scent. So people either love the scent or they hate the scent. There's
Yeah.
actually no in between.
In between, yeah.
So that's definitely something.
I mean, I would have to say maybe I'm a bit of an in-between, but I'm an in-between
Yeah.
person anyway. But like when I first got it, I was like not loving it. Then I don't know if it's because it was a transition between using normal deodorant to using the new deodorant because I didn't do any detoxing or anything. And I popped that on, and then eventually after 2 weeks, the smell got better for me. So originally didn't love it. Then now I'm used to it, and to be honest, the scent isn't really strong for me anymore. However, I do feel like having multiple scents would make a difference.
100%. And I think a lot of people don't know this, but like I broke it into 3 stages. So this is the first stage, and the first stage essentially was just testing the market. The first stage was like testing the market. And then the second stage is what we're obviously getting into now, which is like a bigger product and more scents. And then the third stage is obviously increasing like multiple scents and multiple other products and stuff like that.
And different packaging.
Yeah, and different packaging. But we chose the scent. We originally went with like an essential oil so the scent is a fragrance, so it's not an essential oil. So we sit at, you have to, in order to classify yourself as natural, you have to be at 95%. So we're sitting at 98%. The 2% is not natural, and that's coming from the fragrance, because the fragrance is man-made. It's not natural. So we started the first couple of samples with natural essential oils, but the feedback we got from the focus group, they were like, nah, we need something more powerful. And especially given like the brand itself too, about like personal growth, going through boundaries, did want something that was a little bit more like unisex and more powerful, especially like, you know, to inspire females. So that's why we went with the Santal. And then obviously I am a big lover of Le Labo Santal fragrance. So that was kind of an inspiration too. And then you know what as well, Britt? I actually found out through a mate of mine. They're like, do you know, like, so the undertones of Santal is sandalwood. And sandalwood's a native Australian plant, which I didn't know about that. I was like, oh, well, it was obviously meant to be because, you know, I'm very big on
and I think just
an
so
Australian product.
Everyone knows out there, like, yes, there's work in the background for other scents, which you're obviously already working towards, but it's not a quick transition. Like, you can't just go, hey, I want another scent. Can I please get it? Like, it doesn't work like that, but there's things in the background happening. So if you love the deodorant, you love the way it feels, it works for you, but you don't like the smell, all good. Something's coming, and it'll be coming soon, but we just can't change it overnight.
To get it. Yes, I think a mate of mine said to me, you know, you've launched your brand with one of the hardest products. I'm like, yep, that's me.
That's only going to make you go harder.
100%. I love a challenge.
So we'll go back to what you wanted to show us.
Oh yeah, the 20-year plan.
Okay.
So this is, I'm not like, you know, have you ever created like a vision board, Britt?
No. Have I wrote a lot of things down? yes, but I haven't
Yeah.
created a vision board, no.
Yeah. So I'm the same. Like, I think I created like one and then I was just like, oh, this is just not for me. Like, I've got a lot of mates who do it and it's done well, which is great. And I'm all for like visuals. But yeah, I haven't done one. It just wasn't for me. But I am a big believer on like just having something there visually, just to remind yourself, especially in tough times. So I have this, if you can see it.
No, go closer. It's in white writing, isn't it?
It is in white writing.
Yes,
but
so Amy, we're not
essentially,
going to be able to see it, unfortunately, but it looks amazing.
well, I'll read it out to you.
Okay.
And this is what essentially, this is like the 20-year goal. I mean, everyone from the great questions you've asked, it's a vision that we want to create. You know, I want to have a community and support females. That's definitely, and change people's lives. Like that's the fluff stuff. But I think like from a business perspective in 20 years, essentially we see Season with like more e-commerce products, so more on that natural side of things, but a little bit more taboo like products as well. You know, not to say deodorant is super taboo, but it's not something that, you know, I guess a product that everyone kind of like everyone buys it. Well, not everyone, to be honest, but it's got a bit of that taboo energy towards it. So more e-commerce, natural products, online platform in some sort of like health. So like a fitness type of side, mindset type of side kind of thing, like wellness workshop kind of retreats, food franchise, like a smoothie bar, and then like sustainable activewear, which I haven't thought about that in a very long time. So I don't know how that's going to go.
No, you've never brought that up with me. The rest of them you have, but the active wear, definitely not.
So, and again, I mean, you're making me feel very vulnerable right now.
Yeah, I know, because you had no idea about any of these questions. And to be honest, all the answers pretty much, apart from the deodorant side of it, I didn't know about.
Yeah. No, that's great. I love that. So thank you for making me vulnerable and getting out of my comfort zone, Brittany. I appreciate it.
That's right. I'm just pushing your boundaries, Amy.
You are.
I'm holding you to your own values.
Yeah, and holding me to my own 20-year plan, which I love. So yeah, again, that is obviously a very long-term thing for the brand, but that's where we're heading.
And
so
you know
essentially,
what? I would love to. I love all of those things that you've mentioned, and I can see you getting there. But I feel like when it comes to different products, it'd be awesome even to kind of get the engagement from the community group about what other natural or organic products I would like to see out there, because then that's something we could probably work towards, and that can be another goal to add to the season board that you've got there.
100%. And I think that you know, you've put the nail on the head with that, Britt. Like, I'm very big on, you know, feedback, listening to the market. And I think that is a phenomenal idea, because again, at the end of the day, like I said, like we're here as a brand to support females through every season of their life. That does include
awesome.
100%. Like that does include products, you know, that help assist that. And that's what we're here to do, to provide products and services that help assist that. So, I mean, it's going to ever evolve, you know, and I can't wait to do a podcast in 20 years and see how it has evolved. And let's do that.
Imagine if we'll be sitting here,
I
like
know.
looking all wrinkly and old because we're so natural. We don't get Botox, which people that know me knows I've had Botox before. But anyway, we're sitting here having a wine, maybe a few durries. No, probably not.
Doris, how old will you be in 20 years' time?
Let's not. Okay, I think it's time.
I'm
to
happy
end the
to say
episode, guys.
I'll be 50. I'll be 50.
Yeah, okay, so it's
I'll
time to
be
end the
50.
episode. It was really, really awesome
too
having
old.
this chat.
You'll
and
be
I got
in
a
your
great
50s.
insight to Amy, because she's never probably gone that deep or vulnerable or emotional about the brand. So that
I
was
know, I wasn't
amazing.
expecting
Thanks,
to be
Ames.
emotional. No worries.
Okay,
Thank
see
you for.
you guys.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Before you head out, don't forget to download the Body Awareness Kit. It's free and filled with tools and support we know so many of us need. From hormone balancing to daily wellness routines to real advocacy tips for PCOS and endo. You deserve to be informed and empowered. Get your copy now at the landing page or tap in the link in the show notes.